Now there's also that situation where you may run out of iron to make cannonballs. You may have to become cost effective. Be looking at your budget and the sorts. Well, there's a lot of trees around this fort. A lot of trees. How many of you ever had a splinter in your fingers or in your toes? Yeah, pretty much all of us, right? Yeah, cost-effective way to do damage is the splinter shot. The splinter shot. When it is fired from the barrels of those cannons, the metal band will come loose and the wood goes flying in every which direction, known as the splinter shot. So as you can see here, it's not always that solid iron cannonball that's coming out of the barrels of those cannons. They have become very creative in their destructive ways. Now these cannonballs that you do see here would have been fired out of either a 3-pounder or even up to a 6-pounder cannon. Again, this is known as the grasshopper, meaning that it fires a 3-pound cannonball, size of a tennis ball. 3-pound cannonball. Soldados, Spanish soldiers, they had 2 drills of how to load a cannonball into their cannon. 2 different drills. One is a fast-paced drill, working 45 seconds for a reload. The other is a 15-minute slow-paced drill known as the siege drill. The siege drill was all about conserving black powder. It was all about conserving your cannonballs. If you're to feed a cannonball after cannonball, shot after shot, eventually you're going to run out of cannonballs and black powder. Let's conserve that. Save your black powder and your cannonballs, but also, if you're on the other end of that barrel and you see these guys up on this gun deck and they're following commands, they're following drills and the sorts, that might be telling the enemy, hey, these guys are not fearing death. It could be intimidation tactic. While at the same time, it keeps the soldado's mind focused. Keeps them focused off the warfare and on their cannon. Keeps them disciplined. Working that 15-minute drill, the first step is to take this worm. As you notice a curly chew tip at the top, known as the worm. Putting that into the barrel, making sure that there's nothing left in there from the previous shot. You don't want to fire this thing if there's something left in that barrel. It's going to turn out to be a very bad day. Clean out the barrel with the worm. Next, there'll be a bucket next to your cannon. You take the sponge, get that into that bucket, shove that into that cannon, make sure there's no burning embers in there from that previous shot. Now that it's cleaned out, now you're ready for the powder monkey to go and get the black powder. Using the ladle, we'll then dip that ladle in that black powder. Put that in the cannon. Now you have your black powder into the rear of the cannon. Now you're ready for your cannonball, known as the rammer. The rammer, push that all the way to the back of that cannon. What you don't want to have happen is there to be space between your black powder and your cannonball. All a fire needs in order to grow larger is a little bit of oxygen, just a little bit. If there is enough space between that black powder and that cannonball, there can be enough space in there for the fire to grow larger, boom, blowing up on the inside of the cannon. Makes for a bad day. So now you have your cannonball and your black powder placed into the cannon. Now you're ready to fire. At the top of a cannon, there's a very small hole called a vent hole. A fuse is placed down into that vent hole that then touches the black powder. To light it, you use this very interesting looking tool, known as a linstock, or better known as a bata fuego. Bata fuego. Bata meaning stick, fuego meaning fire, your fire stick. 2 eyelets on both sides, with a rope going through each of these eyelets. A candle will burn next to your cannon. That way, you light that rope, and then light not 1, boom, but 2, boom, cannons at one time. Now there's that spike in the middle. Could be used as a weapon for sure. The last thing you want is for your position to be overrun by the enemy and your cannon to be used against you. You have to make the retreat. This is now is what they call spiking the cannon. You take that spike, jam it down into that vent hole, break it off. It will take a blacksmith days, if not weeks, to get that spike out from that vent hole. Should give you enough time to retreat. So by doing that drill for 15 minutes, known as a siege drill, keeps their minds focused. It sends an intimidation tactic, conserves black powder and the cannonballs. As of right now, are there any questions in regards to cannonballs or the 3-pounder cannon before we take a walk to the 18-pounder? Any questions, ma'am?
The cannons and the cannonballs, very heavy metalworking, done here or brought over from Europe or what?
Done here. It could be done here. You can make a solid iron cannonball shot, just so long as you have the iron to do it. You can make it here, but you might not have iron here. So in order to grab up the supplies, main supply headquarters for the Spaniards at that time, La Habana, Cuba, or Havana, Cuba, as it is called today. Yeah. Any other questions? All right, folks, let's go this way.